Hey, this is Miko Hughes from Pet Cemetery. You guys are listening to the Timo and Harley Show.
Welcome to the Timo and Harley Show.
Thank you for listening to the Timo and Harley Show. I am Timo. Over there is my partner in Mindcrime, Mr. Ben Harley. Say hello, Harley.
What is happening, people?
Ben Hologram Man Harley.
Hey, Timo, what's happening, my friend?
Oh, lots of stuff. We're just getting in the space-time continuum. As you are hearing this, all right, I say this all the time, but we do get new listeners every year or so, like maybe one or two. We do record this a week in advance before you hear this.
Yes.
So in our world, we haven't gone to Vet City yet, but in the real world, as you hear this, we're back.
We're back.
We're already back. So hopefully in one piece. And I'm sure we had gangbusters of a good time.
Yes.
And so we got that. And then Ben Harley, this is the week we are moving. This is
Timo.
I know.
The big week.
I know. I'm thinking that this weekend in the space-time continuum, like actually as you hear that, I think this weekend might be the first time that we actually sleep there.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm. I might throw down my bearskin rug, Ben Harley. You know, watch out.
Angie better watch out.
That's right. And James better go to bed, right? Bearskin rug, my eye will be like hanging things and stuff. But so it's pretty exciting.
That is, buddy. I'm happy for you. I'm excited to see it too, and its full glory and everything. And now, Timo, do you have enough stuff to furnish it? Right? You're gonna have to add a few things.
Ooh, might have to add a couple things. Might have got a couple of extra areas, extra hangout areas.
Yeah.
But not really, because honestly, the house isn't that much different than this one. It's just reversed. Like my man cave, the basement is kind of like it used to be a 30-something playground. Now it's a 40 years plus playground. It's just basically upstairs instead of the basement. So what's good about that is then we have exactly all the house we had before, plus a really big unfinished basement. So that's great. You know,
which will be finished soon, huh?
No. We're not going to finish the basement. Nope, we're going to leave it unfinished. No, because everything I need to hang out and everything's upstairs now.
Oh, cool.
Good, basically, I kind of always wanted to have another unfinished basement. I like unfinished basements. You can do stuff, let the kids go down there, and it's just like, Chance, he likes to play like he's fighting Batman and stuff like that. And he throws himself on the ground. And when you're sitting underneath that, you pretty much think the asteroid hit your house. Coming through. So I told him, I said, listen, we got about 1 to 2 more weeks here. Stop throwing yourself on the floor. In about 2 weeks, you're going to have a concrete basement. You can throw yourself on the floor all you want. The only thing you can hurt is yourself. You can't hurt the house anymore, so you can do it there. He's looking forward to his little boy cave down in the basement.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
He's got gaming ideas down there, Ben Harley. Gaming ideas.
Good. I can't wait to come over and hang out.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can't wait to have you. So we will. So we'll be getting in there here pretty soon, and I'll be decorating and setting things up and figuring out what I have to do over the next 2 years to do the things we're not thinking about.
You are an engineer.
That's true. So, well, Ben Harley, even though we've been really busy, I've been watching a whole lot of stuff. I really have. Even though like again, the space-time continuum, the NFC and AFC championship games in the NFL were on this past weekend. I still got to watch a lot of stuff. So
nice.
Yeah. So not real excited the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So not too excited about that. Not too excited the Eagles are there either. Not a big Eagles fan, but you know what, Ben Harley, whatever. I think I might be busy anyway, but I'll watch it. I'll watch the Super Bowl. It'll be fun. But
you will.
Other things I watched, Ben Harley. All right.
What you got?
Let's roll through a couple of these that I think you can comment on. So I'm going to try to do these quickly And then toward the end here, maybe talk about a few things that I think you can comment on. So,
okay. Yeah.
First up, a newer movie came out last year or two called The Limehouse Golem. Okay. Stars Bill Nye, not the science guy, Bill Nye.
Not the science guy?
No, the Bill Nye from Shaun of the Dead. The stepfather guy that gets bit and he turns out to be a cool dude, even though he's a dick through most of the movie. He plays like I wouldn't call him Sherlock Holmes, but this is like a weird British Sherlock Holmes-esque, almost an operatic movie. I'm trying to think. It's almost a dark quasi-musical in a way. I don't want to say that. It all takes place around a theater.
I know how much you like musicals. So.
Well, yeah. This all takes place around a theater where there's a serial killer, very much like Jack the Ripper kind of going around.
Okay.
And so they're all kind of trying to figure out who the killer is around a theater where they're doing a lot of song and dance and stuff. So this is a tough one, Ben, because I didn't like it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. But it's good. It's a really good movie. I just didn't like it. Anchio and I watched it. She liked it. I just thought it was a little too much.
Song and dance?
Well, too much culture. I don't know. It was too too snooty. A little too snooty, and I like snooty. This was a little too let's get dressed up and eat with our pinkies out, snooty kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of gore though, so I mean, I kind of get a little bit of both. But anyway, a lot of people like this, and I do understand that. Sometimes I don't get it, but this one I do understand. I just didn't really enjoy it very much. Anyway, Limehouse Golem. I'm not going to tell
You're
you not
allowed to. Though, Tim.
I know. Well, I don't want to shy people away from it because they might really like it. I've heard people like it, and I people I respect. So. Just wasn't my cup of tea. From 1986, Ben Harley. 1986.
Right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, we got the Charles Bronson film Murphy's Law.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting thing. It's your average. Well, it's kind of not average because there's Charles Bronson thinks he's wrestling around with a organized crime guy the whole movie, but he doesn't realize until 3/4 or halfway through the movie, there's actually a female serial killer after him. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Here's something.
A little while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, me too. And the thing that I did not know, and this is interesting, he goes to his buddy's house. He's an African American fella. I think he was his ex-partner. So if you ever watch this movie, that house, is the house from Friday the 13th, Part 4.
Really?
Yes. And then if you remember, Charles Bronson has let's call it an emergency landing on the roof of a barn. On a helicopter. That barn is the same barn from Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Part 3, huh? All right.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of fun. But
that is interesting.
Not too bad. It's not my favorite Charles Bronson movie. I think it's a little drawn out. But it's not bad. Certainly not PC. That's for goddamn sure. No. Let's see here. I watched a documentary called Reflections on the Living Dead.
Okay.
It's kind of an older documentary. It is on Amazon Prime. It's all right. It's okay. What's interesting is they have Toby Hooper, Wes Craven, Scott Spiegel, who wrote Evil Dead 2 and directed Intruders, and it's Sam Raimi is talking in it, and Fred Olen Ray. Okay,
really?
We know Fred Olen Ray did all the cheesy. He did the movies that Roger Corman disregarded the scripts. he picked up his table scraps. Basically did them. What I did not know is that Fred Olen Ray worked on Shockwaves.
Really?
I don't know what he did, but he worked on. He might have gotten somebody a sandwich or something, but he still worked on him. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's funny. Yeah,
let's see here. Also on Amazon Prime, Ben Harley watched. We did watch a Riff Tracks. Sons of Hercules. That was all right.
Sons of Hercules,
Not too bad. Not too bad. There was only one son of Hercules, but who cares about that? I guess it was Sons of Hercules in the Land of Darkness or something.
Oh, okay.
This is one of those Italian movies that has 19 different titles, and somebody just cobbled this together for Riff Tracks. So good for them. Good for them.
Yeah.
Also on Amazon Prime, Ben Harley watched a documentary called The Damned. Don't You Wish That We Were Dead?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that one up. Was it good?
It was good. It's a real comprehensive Damned documentary, which I really wanted to see for a while. I've got some Damned stuff, and I think they're okay, and I understand that they are much more a legitimate origin of punk rock than a lot of other bands. Like, there's no reason that they shouldn't be right there with the Sex Pistols and Ramones and stuff like that. And the thing is that they're really kind of even before that. And if you look at where they went, they're their own thing. Or the Clash. Yeah. I guess basically they get a little rubbed raw because people talk about not the Ramones, that's the States over here. But they always talk about the Clash and the Pistols kind of starting that stuff up. But they never talk about the Damned. And the Damned actually had more records out and stuff like that. So
yeah, and they toured for a long time, still touring, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they were the first, I think, punk British band that made it to the States and toured too. Mm-hmm. So, and actually Tim Jameson from Ultraman, I can't say this because he's not sitting here, but it wouldn't shock me if he said that was his favorite band.
Okay.
The Damned, you know. So, Ultraman over the years has played New Rose, which was their big hit, and also Love Song. We also played Love Song.
That's a good one.
So, I got a little Damned connection there, but it was fun. It was nice seeing it, and it's kind of cool to see these old punk rock guys because it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah,
because we have
punk rock now.
Well, we've grown up, and like getting to know like Mr. Mark Diamond, the Fresh Prince of Darkness, as he's known from the Dwarves. It just kind of makes me happy that I am still on the same page with some of these older guys too, that we've all grown into the same page. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we're diving over bars and stealing beer and doing crazy stuff anymore. I think we're a little more respectful, but we still got a little aggression on stage. But
we still got some aggression.
A little bit. It's nice to see us all grown up, and we're still playing the punk rock. And I think what's funny is that what they do talk about in the movie, and I do agree with this. I can't believe that we're all still doing it.
Right.
I mean, I can't believe, first of all, I can't believe I'm in Ultraman and Ultraman's still doing it. But even Fragile, I mean, that was only, what was that, 91? You know, I know that's a good 15 years after The Damned. But Ultraman was, I think, 86 or something.
Yep.
You know, so so still kicking. So that's something to be said for
what's
that.
good. That's what makes me happy. You know, my whole thing, and I won't get up on my soapbox too far, but like, you know, the whole thing with the punk rock that it's upset me is when people remember my punk rock phase or whatever. Well, I guess I'm still in mine because I still like it. I still listen to it, and I liked it for the music. I didn't like it for the shock factor. I like it for the music more than anything. Now I'm sort of aggressive, and I know when I was younger, might have come out a little bit more, but I just like the music, and I'm like I said, I'm proud of guys like you and stuff, you know, and Tim Jameson and stuff that are still out there putting it down there, you know, and John Stainbrook here from town who's still out there, you know, promoting the stuff and getting it out there, and people, you know, it's just great. It's awesome. It'll never die. You can't kill it, Tim.
No, you can't. We tried. I tried a bunch of times. It's just like I gave up. I was just like, all right, fine, let's just play. Kill it. I just play. I'm tired of trying. So it was good though. It was a good little documentary. You'll see that on Amazon Prime. You should watch that. I think you'd really enjoy it.
I would love that. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see here. Oh, actually, it was really, really cool that you'd like Lemmy's in it a little bit because Lemmy played with them.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he played. They had like a period of time where their bass player quit, so he just basically played with them for a while. And they have some shots of him doing some kind of reunion, I guess, before he passed away, and he's up there playing. And they basically were like, it was kind of hard because we love Lemmy, but it was kind of hard to have a long-haired dirt rocker in the Damned. You know, it didn't really make sense. But what was really funny is what did Lemmy say? They were asking about their singer, David something. I can't think of his last name. They were asking because nobody knows. Like he's a real aloof
guy. Yeah.
He's aloof. He's not weird. Like if you hear him talk, he's not bizarre. Yeah. He's just aloof. Tim Jameson's a little aloof. He's a little insulated. He's insulated himself a little bit. And it's not that he's not a nice guy and he's not a friend and I like him. It's just that you don't know him.
That's how Johnny Ramone was too. That guy was not. Very few people got in, and he was just like real. Guys are like that. I understand that. Especially if you're around a lot of people all the time. And I feel that way sometimes. I have to get away a little bit and just kind of
Right.
That's what my mornings are for, Tim.
Right. Well, people can't believe how can you be in a band and not really know somebody. Trust me, you can be in a band and not really know somebody. It's very, very easy. I know it's hard from the outside looking in. But what's funny though is that Lemmy, they were asking everybody about this guy because it's kind of like one of their things. Like nobody really knows him that good. They said, he goes, this is pretty nice. He goes, he's a pretty nice chap. I mean, for a guy that dresses up like Dracula and all. So that's pretty good. Let's see here. But anyway, you'll like it. The Damned, Don't You Wish We Were Dead. Moving on here, Ben Harley. Another riff tracks I caught here. I forgot to mention. We did watch The Curse of Bigfoot.
Oh, yes, tracks. We did, didn't we? I watched that as well.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy. Just added to the insanity of Curse of Bigfoot, right?
Yes. That movie's got awful. What's so funny, though? The riff tracks is really good, and it's funny because you start feeling for those guys, and I will say there was a couple things in there that made me happy. There was 2 references dear to my heart. One, there was a Ramones reference, and a Monkees, or
Nesmith,
Michael Nesmith reference.
Yeah, thought about
which
you.
I did quite appreciate, but I think my favorite line, Timo, because it's at the beginning they're showing it's supposed to be like a horror flick, but there's whatever the monster is in this horror flick they're showing is what's their comment? He makes Leatherface look like Babyface. So,
I think Bill Corbett said something like he's made of chewing gum.
He looks like he's made of chewing gum. And he did. But the riff tracks just made it so much more fun for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so fun. Because it's such an awful film. It's not even fun.
No, it's pretty bad. Yeah, but it is a fun riff tracks. It's
stiff.
I'm thinking about starting and I've been talking to you about this a little bit. So let's get off subject a second here because that's what I'm good at least.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I am thinking about starting to purchase the riff tracks on Amazon and just keeping them.
That's good. Yeah.
I think they deserve a little bit of support from guys like us, and I think it's time because although I know they do get a little bit of support even when you watch it on Amazon Prime. That's the other thing too, folks. Like if you have Amazon Prime or something, and if you know some people, or if there's like a low budget film, just watch it. It helps the people. It gives them a little cut of that pie that Amazon Prime money that comes in. It's almost like a publishing thing. Where, like if you watch it so many times, they get so much money, and it doesn't cost you anything more than you've already spent.
Sure.
So do that. But anyways, I'm thinking about buying them, and I have been buying a couple of. I'm starting to dip my toe in the streaming water when it comes to buying movies and just keeping them. I've got so many discs, Ben Harley. It's getting really hard to display all this stuff. So some of these things
you need a house for your discs.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of that, one of the movies I bought was a movie that I immediately started texting you about. It is on Prime right now. It is a Chinese movie called Oily Maniac. Not to be confused with The Greasy Strangler.
No.
I don't know if those two get along. I'm not sure. They might be vying for who is the dirtiest killer. I'm not sure, but so it's basically what a handicapped guy that can become an oily swamp thing superhero kung fu monster.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like it is his.
Well, tell people you saw it too. You started watching it too.
Yeah, I started watching some of it. So his uncle. We won't give too much away, but it's. His uncle has a tattoo on his back that has, if you do the certain things from the Seine or whatever, and you can turn yourself into an oily maniac. Or you can go to a gas pump and pour diesel on yourself.
Well, we've talked about, and we would talk about this a little more, but I actually bought this, and it is on Prime, but I didn't want to lose it. This is one I couldn't lose, and I couldn't find it anywhere on disc or nothing. So at least not one I wanted. But I think we might talk about this next week. So we're going to leave this go because this is one that it was just discovered. It's a 1976 Hong Kong film that I hadn't seen. And the funny thing is, it's like, it's so cool to me to find a movie like that I hadn't heard of. Now, that being said, I seem to remember being at Mr. DVD Bob's table helping him one time. And somebody asking us if we had that. Okay. Now, just because somebody with a Brill creamed comb over and with their shirt buttoned wrong comes up and asks about an oily maniac, I might not take them at their face value sometimes. So, but
I'm not sure why.
But it's a discovery nonetheless. So I'm pretty excited about
sure
that.
Is.
Real quick, Ben Harley, I'm trying to get through these pretty quick here. Now, I've been on a Frankenstein freak out.
Yeah, you have.
All right, so
I'm afraid you're going to start making your own monster.
I know.
See how I did that?
Yeah, I did, yeah. From 1990, I watched Frankenstein Unbound, which was Roger Corman's last feature that I'm aware of. With Raul Julia and John Hurt in it and Bridget Fonda. Yeah, So this is basically a movie where a guy from the future has a Back to the Future car, and he drives it into the past, and he drives himself right into the Frankenstein story.
Yeah.
So he drives right into it after the creature is already created and stuff like that. So he's going around going, wait a minute, your name is Mary Shelley? Like he's figuring this stuff out. So it's kind of interesting. It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I think I have seen it, but it's been many a movie.
I think I like it a lot more now than when I saw it the first time. When I saw it the first time, I think I wasn't mature enough. I think it's more of a thinking man's kind of horror film in a B movie kind of way. Yeah. A little bit of a B movie kind of way. Yeah. The interesting thing is the monster, the creature. Now, Frankenstein is played by Raul Julia because Frankenstein was the scientist, okay?
Yeah.
The creature was played by one Nick Brimble, who played Little John in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I think I know that guy pretty well.
Yeah. So
he's done some stuff here recently, like some Disney's.
Probably. You're probably right.
I think so, yeah.
The one thing is that this monster to me probably looks the closest to what I would think the book was trying to explain as best as I can think of it. So anyway, not too bad. Frankenstein Unbound. Let's see. Real quick, Ben Harley, another new movie. Watch The Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower, okay.
So I watched it last week, and then this week I watched The Dark Tower.
And you're really on a new freak out.
I am. This has Idris Elba, I guess his name is. Idris. He's very familiar to me. He's an African-American gentleman. I'm not sure what else he's been in and stuff.
Yeah.
So he is the Gary Good guy. He's a star. And then
I think he was in one of your favorite movies, Pacific Rim, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. And then the bad guy in The Dark Tower is Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
so Matthew McConaughey's in it. A lot of people hated this movie. I'm assuming it's people who read the books. I thought it was okay. Matter of fact, I didn't even watch it with Angio because I heard so many bad things. I didn't want to waste time, So sometimes I'll do that. I won't watch a movie I hadn't seen with her because I don't want to waste her time. And I didn't think it was that bad. I'm not going to go back and watch it right away. But I mean, it looked, if it's a truncated version, whatever. As far as a movie goes, it was an okay horror action type thing. It's okay.
Sure.
Wasn't that bad. I thought Matthew McConaughey was okay in it.
Okay.
I thought there's a kid in it too. I thought he was. I mean, the whole thing is okay. It's all right. Not that bad.
All right.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot better than Pacific Rim. Let me put it to you that way. Yeah, all right, Wooderson. Let's see here. Watched a documentary, Ben Harley, on Amazon Prime called Haystacks Calhoun.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
There is one.
Yes, there is. It's called Haystacks Calhoun.
Haystacks Balloon?
It's basically a voiceover over clips of his matches.
Wow, okay.
But it's pretty interesting. I mean, he's got him wrestling Buddy Rogers, Ernie Ladd, Nikolai Volkov and stuff. But there you go.
Calhoun. Come there he'd wear that horseshoe around his neck.
I thought I'd get you on Haystacks Calhoun.
Oh, man. That's two documentaries I'm going to have to put in.
That's right.
The damn Haystacks Calhoun.
That's right.
That's awesome.
It's okay if you're really into wrestling. Like me, you and Rhino could sit around and watch us have a good time. Angie, on the other hand, she might be blowing in my ear trying to get me away from it, which is the only thing she would, yeah. But so that was a lot of fun. Two things, Ben Harley. One thing, I got two things left. Okay, and you've seen both of these, so that's why I'm kind of trying to get through these here.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Angio and I did watch Long Live the King Kong, the King Kong documentary, which I'd seen before, but went back and watched it again. Enjoyed it again. Although I will have to correct you, that was not Frank Darabont from The Walking Dead Remember I told you, he was like some kind of producer or production assistant on Hell Night.
Oh, okay.
That was Greg Nicotero, actually, who was talking about the movie. But at the same time, I think they give Peter Jackson's too much love. Yeah. But I did have fun when they were talking about the scene where they have the big cameo by Mark Diamond.
Yeah,
they were talking about that scene with the giant Kong they built. Showed like a half a second of. I'm gonna find him, and I don't know what he looked like back then, but I might see him. It's him, So not too bad though. That's another one on Amazon Prime. So people.
I did enjoy that. They take good care of it, and it's not just all about the first one or Peter Jackson one.
Right.
A lot of it is about the first movie. It really is. Which it should be.
Right.
But I did enjoy the other. I mean, the fact that they showed King Kong escapes and Godzilla vs. King Kong. Oh, that was great.
Right.
I'm glad they talked about it.
Right. Well, it's got me wanting to go back and watch the original.
King Kong's.
Because, I love the original. I like the 70s version as well. I do. Yeah. I really like that. Those are my two favorites. Actually, the only two really good King Kong movies I think there are. I didn't even really like that new one that came out that much. It was all right. It just didn't
Kong Island.
Yeah, it just didn't play King Kong to me. But anyway, let's see. Last Ben Harley. This is last. Okay, and I was kind of waiting for this. I forgot to talk about this with you. I watched this, and you watched it too. And I forgot to write it down, and I think I might have done that for self-preservation of my sanity, but I forgot that, and this is what I hate to even report back to you more, okay? I did watch the Ghostbusters remake.
Ooh, yeah.
Here's what's worse. I can't really get around that technically that's the first movie I watched at Thermal Ridge because I was there all day waiting for... I think I was waiting for a internet guy that never showed up, actually. And I was bored. And no, what was I waiting for? Actually, I had internet because I was watching it over there. I don't remember. I was waiting for something over there. Maybe the house was being shown at the time.
Okay.
And that's what I was doing. I was testing out the internet. So I brought my iPad over there and I was like, what am I going to do? So I thought, well, it's kind of a blow off day. I'll just put on this Ghostbusters movie. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God! I mean,
so I wasn't wrong, right? It was. Well, I mean, you think I might have been a little too nice to it?
I think you're way too nice to it. I don't know, I thought all the characters were horrible, and if you thought the goofy blonde one was okay, then we might. No,
I didn't like.
Oh, you didn't like her? Okay,
that's what I was so upset about because I like her as a comedian.
Gotcha.
And she was awful.
It's terrible.
Just awful. Awful.
Just it's a bunch of they set you up for a joke and they don't have a punchline. They just let them mumble over it.
Yeah.
Oh, grab the banana. Oh, well, the banana's kind of like what a guy looks like too when his pants are down, stuff like that, so maybe I shouldn't grab the banana and stuff like that. It's like, that's only funny once. It's not funny through the whole movie. That's the whole movie. Now, the only thing about this movie that was enjoyable was Thor. What's his name?
Chris
Hemsworth.
Yeah. He is funny.
He's funny in it. Yeah. But what I thought was interesting is I saw a lot of these arguments when this movie came back. And I'm going to sit here and say, hey, folks, on either end of this debate, who gives a fuck what this movie says about women, men, or anything else? It's a piece of shit. It's insulting to any gender you might want to throw at it. It's awful. It's a stereotype of every single thing you can imagine, and it's not a good one. I mean, the big African American lady, black lady, she's going, woo, baby, I'm gonna do my doo-doo. Let's see. The dude's the big Chris Hemsworth. He's a muscle-bound dummy, and stuff. Which I don't know. It's like, and then it's just so stupid to me, like the debate, because it was insulting to everyone. Yeah. It's
awful movie.
It's awful. It's terrible. It's not.
And they do, and they bring in everybody but Harold Ramis, and I'm surprised they didn't bring in Harold Ramis. I know he's dead, but I'm saying I'm not surprised,
right?
That they didn't bring him back as a ghost. I really am, because that's how, I don't know. It's just that.
Yeah. Well, the receptionist for the Ghostbusters was the only cameo I liked.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, so I remember seeing this big debate about, well, we're going to have women now because of the men. It's like, well, the guys in that movie really make fun of themselves. And it's actually the receptionist who's the smart one trying to keep them together. and stuff like that. But, who's going to cry over spilt milk? But again, I'm just saying this is just a bad piece of crap movie. I really wouldn't worry about this movie like having any kind of comment on society.
I would hope not. I would hope not.
I even went into it maybe waving my political flag, and it came out of it going, "What? Come on, this movie sucks. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to make excuses for it." But
I don't know. It's terrible. It's not fun. It's not something I'm gonna ever go back and watch again.
No.
And I just don't. I don't know.
I laughed.
It's tough.
I laughed when Chris Hemsworth had the glasses on.
Yeah.
And he itched his eye through the glasses. He didn't have any glass in it and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought he played a really good dumb guy.
Yeah.
I really did. But I'm telling you,
he did great.
I'm telling you, the whole movie, the entire movie is trying to get its laughs off of that mumble shit. Off of that, oh, really? Well, yeah, sure. I guess I could do that, if so. Anyway. And what they do is they just state the obvious and they think that's funny.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's big and he, has muscles. Not, that. That's not funny. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
You're rehashing old Ghostbuster stuff and you're not doing it as well.
No.
And I said, the only character I liked was the one girl at the beginning, the main one, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, the kind of serious one.
Yeah, and because she was serious at first, and that was it. I mean, and was her character great? No. That's like the only person I even like remotely warmed up to. The rest of it I just didn't like at all.
It's, it's basically, it's a Pixar format.
Yeah.
Listen, I learned this with Chance. Okay, like I think this is why Chance is the way he is too. Me and Chance would look at each other every time we would watch a Pixar movie or something that looked like a Pixar movie. And when did you know the movie was over? When there was a huge song and dance, and everybody got their little solo dance move for a second, and they were doing some classic rock song or something.
Yeah,
they do that in this movie.
Yes, they do.
And they do it all over the place. And I do not like dancing to begin with. But half this movie is dancing and the other half is mumble comedy. Everybody wants to be Nick Swartzen, or Swartzen, whatever his name was. The guy that was in the Adam Sandler movies. He was great at that. Like in Grandma's Boy, when he jumped up on the car bed, and he's like, I'm going to get a CB and maybe talk to other car beds and stuff. He's funny. He is funny, but it's almost like a whole movie of people trying to be Adam Sandler and Nick Swartzen. And it doesn't work. These people are not that. It's just awful written. And I couldn't believe that people got their panties up in a bunch over anything to do with this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, fight the good fight. Don't fucking worry about who cares about this movie. It's awful. It's awful. You know what? It's insulting to humanity. It's not insulting to any one person. You can pick out a certain group of people and say it's insulting to them, and I would agree with you, but I'd also pile on the rest of humanity with it because they unleashed it on humanity. And fuck them. Fuck you for doing that, I might sue the studio and want my time back. Something, but bad stuff, Ben Harley.
I just didn't like it. I just didn't. I mean, I know I was pretty young when Ghostbusters came out, and I remember seeing it in the theater and just being blown out of my seat, blown out of my seat. And not just owned by that, but the comedy. The comedy was hilarious. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, being a kid and loving Godzilla and giant monsters. When the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man came out, I about died. I thought I was going to laugh. I'd never thought I'd laugh so hard in my life because it was so silly.
Right.
This one, you're rehashing that. You rehash that. You and not funny.
No. And
then they make the giant Ghostbuster monster, logo monster. I was just annoyed by the thing. Yeah. I don't know, Tim. I'm just.
It's terrible.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Too much.
No,
I talked too much about it. Sorry.
Dano took me to see the original one too. I mean, I remember lines. I remember when he calls what's he call the guy from the city Dickless? It's like, Dickless over here. And I mean, I laughed for 10 minutes over that. But it's you can catch lightning in a bottle. It's like Halloween. Right. Quit trying to remake these things. You can catch lightning in a bottle and that's it, But I don't know. Anyway, did you see anything at all that could maybe make me forget it? We just talked about Ghostbusters.
All right, okay, Timo. Yeah, you know what? Well, let's keep on the new movie thing real fast. Oh, I guess this isn't a real new movie, but it is very new to me. I was printing the other day and I came across a little movie about a guy that you might know his name called Rocky Balboa. Do you know who Rocky Balboa is?
Did he have a moose that was a good friend of his? I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yes, I watched Rocky Balboa, the movie. So I don't know. This one was right before the movie Creed he did, I think. Right?
Okay.
So this is where he comes back and fights a guy, fights the champ because they put up a computer generated version of Rocky beating this guy. And so Rocky comes out of retirement. The first half I was really like, oh, fuck this film. Sorry about my language, but same thing, talking about rehash. I'm like, oh God, we have to rehash everything. But I thought the second half wasn't too bad. And whatever. Rocco, and I like me some Paulie. Paulie's all right, and he's in it, So it's okay.
That's got Burt Young in it. Okay.
Yeah, Burt Young's, but no Adrian. Adrian's dead.
Oh no, Talia Shire.
Yeah, he runs a little restaurant called Adrian's, and he kind of walks around the tables and talks tells stories to people. So I don't know. There's a couple other rehash things I won't even get into in it. So one thing I'm going to touch on real quick, and then I'll be done, Timo. Okay. I did watch Friday the 13th 1 and 2 here recently. Yes.
We watched part 6. I didn't write it down, but we watched part 6. Okay. The new the Jason Lives. Go ahead.
I like that one.
I do too. It was fun. Yeah.
It was fun going back and watching them again. I do. Part 2 still is my favorite.
Yeah.
I've kind of come to the realization I don't think it's quite as good of a movie as part 1, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's not as much substance maybe at times, but I think the ending makes up for that for me once things really start cutting loose, a little bit more.
In part 2?
Because a lot of the stuff in part 2, it's just a lot of it there's killings and people hooking up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which, hey, that's your formula for a horror film. Do I expect more? No, not really. But I did enjoy watching both of them. I think they're great movies. I think they're very good. I enjoy them. I do like part 2 a little bit more. I was afraid of Jason in that one. You know what I mean? Like
there's a little mystery surrounding it, and I keep telling people that if you saw that movie when it came out, you did not know it was Jason. Jason was a legend. He wasn't real. Right. And if you took the rules of the first film, then there was you didn't know who it was. You thought maybe it was somebody related to them or something. You had no idea. I mean, so I thought that was cool. There's the mystery of it all and them finding the shack out in the woods. And I don't know. It's my kind of thing.
That too, and also I think I forget a lot of times about how important the beginning of that film is too. I think because it takes part 1 and you have, what's her name?
Adrienne King.
Adrienne King. I'm sorry. Yeah. Adrienne King's character, and then she's in it briefly and then she gets killed. And you're like, holy crap. There's the head is in the refrigerator. I remember when she opened up that refrigerator, I was like, oh my God. And I was in, from that point on, that movie, I was sold completely. Right. It took off way faster than Friday the 13th did for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, boom, you're in it. Oh my God, what just happened? The head's in the refrigerator. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, loved it. I liked watching both of them again. Amy Steele is so cool that we got to meet her over the years. She's always been so nice to us. So it's fun watching it with her, now knowing her, or meeting her and stuff. It's a little more fun. Well, hell,
we're going to see Steve Dash this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Steve Dash. Ooh, I'm going to have to make me some Baghead shirts.
That's right. Yeah.
Shit.
So we, so we can tell old Steve that we saw that. Yeah. I just think that the first one's okay. It's just there's something about that. It all leads up to the reveal, and I think the rest of it is kind of forgettable.
It can be,
except for the end, and it's just more of a giallo. Yeah, Ralph's great. He's great in both
Yeah.
of them. You know, but I mean, it's like it's just got a bit of a giallo feel to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard for me because I just know I like the second one the best. It's just the best.
Me too.
Of them all, and I think he's scary in that movie. You don't know anything about him. You don't even know like really what size he is. You know what I mean? Like when you look back, I mean, Steve's a big guy, but he don't look like that big throughout that movie. So you have a hard time. You have a hard time kind of focusing on who is this guy.
The whole
Like,
bag on the head freaks me out.
It does me too.
It actually scares me more than the goalie man.
Oh yeah, way more. But
And-
it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, you know, but I appreciate the goalie man. I'm a goalie for crying out loud.
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like I appreciate. I don't know. I just like part 2 so much. I just like it's such a great film. And it's got a couple cuties in it. It's
Oh,
got
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's got a whole handful of cuties in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I went back and watched it, Timo. Quite enjoyed it. Or both of them.
Cool.
Quite enjoyed both of them. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, let's get to
Well,
our
there we go.
official films, Mr. Ben Harley, for
All
this
right,
week,
Timo.
real quick. We'll get through these fairly quick here since we had a lot of stuff this week we were looking over.
Yeah.
So,
I watched The Guy from Harlem.
did you? Oh, yeah, it's a guy from Harlem. Did you watch our Rip Tracks? Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So that's funny too, because when you hear us say something like, "Oh yeah, I watched Friday the 13th part," you can imagine we watched more. We're just trying to get through this stuff here.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Let's see here, Ben Harley. First up,
Yeah.
let's do from 1943, the Inner Sanctum film, Calling Dr. Death,
Yes, man. Don't call Dr. Death.
starring Lon Chaney Jr. And J. Carroll Naish. I like him too. He had a little bit more to do with later, like the 40s horror movies and stuff, like this movie. And so he played the inspector guy. A lot of people remember him, and I know, at least me, I always remember from Frankenstein versus Dracula.
Yeah.
He plays the old Frankenstein in the wheelchair. That's J. Carroll Naish. That's him. That's who was the inspector in this movie. He's got the real weird like tone to his voice and stuff. And I tell you right now, I am going to make this here. You know, that was that's him. So that's always kind of fun. Let's see. Let me get you a movie guy out real quick. Short one sentence storyline here. Okay, here we go. Real quick.
All right.
Calling Dr. Death, 1943.
Calling Dr. Death.
Yes. A doctor is not sure if he murdered his beautiful but wicked wife, and has his attractive nurse try to find the truth by hypnotizing him. That doesn't sound like a good plan to me at all.
No, it does
actually. Yes, this is a seedy kind of. Lon Chaney is married, but clearly is more into his. I guess it's his nurse. He's a. Now hold on. Now, you have experience in this, and I have experience in this, and so does Angio. And all I know is that Angio looked over at me and goes, "He's a neurologist? Why is he hypnotizing?" I go, "I don't know. It's 1943. You know, a neurologist, electronics expert. It's the same thing." You know, so we got to get past that a little bit. Got to get past that.
Sure.
This was the first in the Inner Sanctum series of films, and it is good to see the floating head of death guy in the beginning. Did enjoy that. And Chaney plays a guy with a great name. He plays Dr. Mark Steele.
Mark Steele,
Yes. What did you think of Calling Dr. Death, Mr. Ben?
You know, not too bad, Tim. I was excited to know that Lon Chaney was in it. So getting into that, you know, I was excited. And I don't think he did a bad job. I think 75% of it was pretty good. I found a few awkward parts, but I think there was just some awkward parts in the film too, you know. But actually not a bad little story. Yeah, so he basically he has a pretty hot toddy for a wife. And she is kind of wicked. She's one of them. She likes the prestige of being a doctor's wife,
right?
And doesn't give a flip what he thinks is, you know. And she's out on the town being a doctor's wife, you know, and stuff like that. And she is a wow. She's pretty cute. But but they do kind of, you know, you could tell there's some tension between him and his nurse, secretary nurse, or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah, they're clearly in love. Yeah, they're clearly wanting each other pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't really even hide that. Yeah.
No, no, not at all. But I knew there was a problem at one point where they were like, "Well, what can we do about it?" I guess there's nothing we can do about it. Well, I knew at that point the wheels were coming off the film. So, but yeah, no, Tim, I thought it was a decent movie. I do like the story. I thought it was okay. You know, I know older we get, the more of these films come out. It's not like I was like blown away and I didn't know what was going on. I pretty much knew right away.
Yeah.
You know, but I did enjoy the payoff, I guess. I thought it was okay. It was all right. As far as like terror or anything like that, it's not really a scary film by any means or anything like that.
No, but it's a little eerie, maybe just a little bit. I think there's a lot of whispering voiceover narration.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, I've never wanted to have Lon Chaney Jr. whisper in my ear, but pretty much I know what it's like now. I didn't need to know that.
Yeah, especially with whiskey breath, right?
yeah, exactly, yeah. And the thing is, too, one thing I noticed, and we've talked about this on the show before, too, nobody does like that self-loathing and tortured soul better than Lon Chaney Jr. I mean, that's all he can do, but man, he does it good. I mean, really, it's like it is all he can do. I mean, like somebody you know's doomed or not going to go well. And
he's like Ralph from Friday the 13th.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep, pretty much. One interesting thing is the actor David Bruce plays a character named Robert Duvall, which I just kind of picked up on. He played the Mad Ghoul, which is a minor 40s kind of horror Jekyll and Hyde-ish type of film. We might have reviewed that way back in the day.
Yeah, we might have.
I can't totally remember if we did or not, but it's an okay movie too. I just found that a little interesting.
Sure.
It's more of a film noir movie with whereas a lot of the film noir movies have a bit of a police detective kind of crime drama overtone or a organized crime. This is a bit more of a suspense thriller, dark, spooky. It's not like a spooky house movie, but it's more of a spooky kind of, backstabbing kind of story in a way. It's just played a little different than a film noir movie, but it's pretty much a film noir. I mean, it pretty much is. But I enjoyed it. It's short as hell. That's what I like about it. It's like an hour long, and I kind of enjoy that sometimes because they get everything in there they need, and stuff. And they actually even feel a minute or two long, just a minute or two long. So it's probably good they're only an hour long. For me, it was a serviceable time waster. And I think these Inner Sanctum movies are like that, but I kind of appreciate them for that too.
Yeah, me too. Well, this one, it's like it's got enough tension in it too, like because he kind of starts losing track of time and things like that, or he thought he blacked out, he thought he killed his wife, and his nurse is trying to help him, and you're like, is she helping him? Should he trust her? Is he losing his mind? Is he killing people? Do we not know? Is he? You know what I mean? So I did enjoy that part. It has enough of that.
Yeah, I guess lurid too. Lurid maybe is a good. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah. I'm just gonna give it I'd say a mild Great Bait Bup, but not like a weak mild one. Just a mild Great Bait Bup. I enjoyed it. I'd go back and watch again. I think I might have watched this one on Svengoolie. Okay, some of it I was kind of recognizing, and I was like, I think so, because if you remember, I saw one of these on Svengoolie, and it kind of got me into picking up the films, the Inner Sanctum movies. I realized I hadn't seen them. And that bothers me right away. I mean, we are talking about the oily maniac, right? So if I haven't seen something, it bothers me sometimes. So it bothered me, and I got him. And I'm not saying I got him. I enjoy him, and I do like to see Chaney in his prime, doing some good stuff. Where you can't smell whiskey coming off the TV quite as bad and stuff. So, but mild Great Bait Bup though. What do you got?
Tim, I think I might too. I enjoyed it. I thought Lon Chaney was good in it, and it's a good enough little story that I think anyone who likes older films like this would enjoy this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I did. I enjoyed it. Is it great? Was something I'm going to watch all the time? No, but I did enjoy it, and that's good for me, really.
Right.
It really is. If I enjoy it, especially these older films like that, I just enjoy the pace of them. I really do. So,
all right. So that's what, another mild Grape Ape Up or regular, or what you got? Mild?
Mild.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's move on to the next, in the interest of time here. Let's move into the next official film for this week. This is a DVD Bob special, although I think he might be doing some surgery to this special here, if you were. That a little technical glitch on it, I think we are taking care of as we speak. But this is the 1977 television film, Curse of the Black Widow.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
You know it's from the 70s, right? The hair in this one.
Exactly. Let me get you a little summary here, a story summary. This is an IMDb one. I'm not gonna place all my faith in it, but let's roll with this and see what happens here. All right.
Sure.
Here comes movie guy. Here we go.
Okay.
Tony Franciosa plays a detective who's on the trail of a murderer whose mutilated and predominantly male victims are found encased in silken cocoons. He eventually tracks the killer's path to Los Angeles, where he discovers her true identity, a woman who was bitten by a black widow spiders as a child. But that's only the beginning of the story. Okay. So there's a synopsis or a summary of the beginning of the film. It is it is a 1977 made-for-television film starring Anthony Franciosa and Donna Mills, Patty Duke, June Lockhart, June Allison, Max Gale from Barney Miller played Wojo. Played Wojo. I like Max Gale. He's one of my secret actors I like a whole lot. I really do like Max Gale.
Wow, I forgot about June Lockhart. That was her. Ooh.
Yeah, Jeff Corey was in this. Sid Caesar was in it, and Vic Morrow. What a cast! What a cast! Aired, let's see, September 16th, 1977.
Okay. So, yeah, I never saw this one, Tim. This is one I never saw.
I've seen it before, but not when it came out. I definitely would remember this movie. Probably will be one of those, like, I love that movie because I was a little kid. It feels like it's a TV movie. Okay. So it's kind of a cool idea because it does have guys that are getting webbed up in spider webs and they're getting their blood drained. What appears to be a giant spider. Okay. What I do like about this movie is that it doesn't cheat about that. You're ready for a cheat the whole movie, right? You're ready for
a little bit,
and then when it's not a cheat, you just start laughing and start cheering. You know, when it's not, when you realize, well, it's a spider.
It's a spider.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Also known as Love Trap.
Oh boy.
And also known as Der Flug der Schwarzen Witte. That's the German title.
Okay.
Directed by Dan Curtis, known from the Dark Shadows series. Dan Curtis did a lot of 70s, especially the horror stuff and everything. Yeah. One thing though, it is the worst voiceover for a young lady I've ever heard. I've ever heard. I think they actually took lines from a completely unrelated film and just threw them over her mouth. I have no idea what was going on with that. So this is a fun little cross of a detective story and a creature feature, basically. What'd you think, Ben Harley?
Not too bad, Timo. Like you said, it's got tons of great actors.
Yeah.
Now, do they all stick around real long? No, not really. There's Vic Morrow, he's in it a little bit.
Yeah, they all worked on for a day or two, it seemed like.
Yeah. Well, you could tell it was funny because of the credits, they're listing people, and then I'm like, well, they haven't said Vic Morrow yet. And then it goes a couple more minutes, and then say, and then special appearance by also starring as in like, oh God, all right.
Special guest star. Featuring with.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, well, but the movie itself's not too bad. It is more like kind of like a cop drama.
Yeah, it is.
You have a private detective who was hired by one of the sisters of this family to try to track down some information. And what I like is he gets more and more because he's really cut and dry, but as it goes on and more weird things happen, I like his character kind of changes a little. Private detective, So I did like his character too. I'm not real familiar with him as an actor.
Anthony Franciosa, he was in Tenebrae.
Okay.
Argento's Unsane, that he was the main
Yeah.
writer guy. He was the guy.
Oh,
He's
okay,
in
yeah.
a ton of shit. I mean, he's in a lot of movies and stuff like that. He's a minor leading man, should we say?
Sure. Yeah.
Good actor though. He's got that kind of handsome Harold Pants, comfortable 70s look about him, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of sense of humor. You know,
Yeah.
he's got a little humor to him.
Yeah.
But you know, you're right though, Tim. It doesn't cheat. That's
No.
one thing. It doesn't cheat. And for me too, the spider itself wasn't that bad.
No, I mean it was
that bad.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I laughed. I have to admit, I laughed a little bit when I
Yeah.
saw the spider and everything. But I just laughed because I was so joyed to see it. You know, and they didn't
Yeah.
really shy away from it that much. And I appreciated that because you know what I mean. This movie feels like one of those movies that's steering right into your run of the mill murder mystery with
Yep.
the spider stuff thrown in for some eerie effect. And just to
Yep.
get guys like us to watch it. That's not
Yep.
what this was. I want to tell you something else too. Patty Duke had a little woo woo in this movie. And I'm
a
not
little
the
bit, yeah.
big Patty Duke woo woo-y kind of guy, but she dressed up well a little
Yeah.
bit in that too. And then Donna Mills was looking pretty good too in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jeff Corey appeared to have a pair of tarantulas nesting in his own eyebrows. I didn't know if he was doing that just to kind of celebrate the fact
I
he's
wondered
in.
I wondered if you came across them eyebrows. Thought anything about that.
Now, I've always told you I got some eccentric eyebrows. When I see someone put mine to shave, I'm freaking out
Wow,
about
those
it a little
things are
bit.
those have a life of their own. They're
Right, right. I'll tell you what though, that it's like the goddamn fire solution again. Always fire, always fire. Nothing can kill the spider. Well, except fire. Except fire.
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you. Fire is a far cry from nothing.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's kind of a basic thing on the earth, you know. It happens,
Yeah.
you know. It's like, well, nothing can kill the spider except for oxygen. What could we do? You know, so yeah, light it on fire, you dopes. Yeah, you know, carry a flamethrower, book of matches. I don't know. It is what it is. I had a little bit of fun watching the movie though. There needs to be a. We need to doctor up the version available for anyone to get. But 1977 made for TV movies. Somebody needs to go back and get some of these movies, Ben Harley, and put out like a set of them or something. Maybe we should maybe next time I get Jerry from Synapse, whenever I get him like all crocked up on different substances, maybe I'll try to talk him into doing some of these movies.
Yeah. Orca.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we got Orca, damn it. I keep telling you we got Orca. We need prophecy. We need prophecy.
I'm with you on that too.
I'm not fighting over poster art. I want to get the movie that a good Anyway, so we need to get some movies like this out there because there was a lot of movies made in the early to late 70s for television up to almost Dark Knight of Scarecrow that were just great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dark Knight of Scarecrow kind of put the curtain on it as far as great made for television films.
Yeah, you're right. And it's a good made for television movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Now I probably would have enjoyed it a little more when I was younger. Probably, especially at that time I was around 7. I would have really enjoyed it probably.
Right.
It probably would have been a little scarier to me, but like I say, I'm glad they did have a giant spider in it.
Me too.
Crying out loud. I was worried about that. I was like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, you thought maybe she'd just be like a super hypnosis person because her eyes went googly. Her eyes went like glowy, like glowed a little bit whenever they would do stuff. And they kept her hidden pretty well. Yeah, exactly right. And they kept her hidden pretty well. They kept not that it was like a real
who she was.
Yeah, it wasn't like a real stretch to figure out who it was. But what I'm saying is they did keep everything kind of close to the vest. So it's a great babe. It's in between regular and mild. It's a little stronger than calling Dr. Death just because Dr. Death didn't really have a Dr. Death. At least Curse of the Black Widow had a Black Widow. Right, one thing that was a little uncomfortable, now that I mentioned the Black Widow part again.
What's that?
There is a mark of the Black Widow that the ladies have, and it's really far down the Golden Trail.
Okay.
It's kind of down there by the by where you're getting this probably shouldn't be on regular TV. And then when there was like a little girl they showed, I'm like, you need to get that off TV. I'm uncomfortable with all this. And I wasn't quite as uncomfortable seeing it on, I don't want to give away the end. Anyway, I wasn't very uncomfortable seeing on the Spider Lady herself because whoa. I mean, but I don't know. It was kind of weird. I was like, man, they're really focusing in on a crotchal area. Just like,
and then they ran the credits over top of it.
Yeah, they did. You're right. So, you were trying to look forward and up and down at the same time. It was like watching two tennis games at the same time.
Yeah, that was a little something.
Tennis match, I guess. Yeah. So I'm going to give it, just like I said, a little bit of a stronger, but still mild grape ape up for Curse of the Black Widow. How about you, Harley?
Yeah. I'm going to give it just a regular grape ape up to, I will say the creepiest thing I think of the whole film was the guy who played Patty Duke's husband in it. Mm-hmm. That was having a little affair with her sister. Mm-hmm. That guy, I think, was just as creepy, if not creepier, than the giant spider. Right. That guy, oh my God. Talk about stiff.
Yeah.
And man, that mustache, Tim, I thought sure you would mention that mustache.
No.
Oh,
I tried to. There were so many facial spiders. I wasn't sure where the movie was going. So
seriously, that guy. There was a couple scenes with him that I was much more terrified than I was when the spider was around. Oh God! But but all kidding aside, for a television movie, you could do a lot worse. And like you said, or we said earlier, very happy that they had a giant spider.
Yeah, no, I was glad I didn't cheat. Yeah, so that's what's keeping it a great ape up for sure for me. So especially on TV. I mean, it wasn't easy to do that on TV. But
it had to be expensive.
Yeah. So all right, well we got 2 grape apes up. Mine's a little more mild for Curse of the Black Widow.
Yeah,
I got 2 mild grape apes up for the Inner Sanctum film Calling Dr. Death.
Yes.
So I think next week, Mr. Ben Harley, we were talking about talking a little bit on this oily maniac that we discovered. So anybody following us, if you want to go to Amazon Prime, at least as we record this, it is on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime movies go in and out of, they go up and down. I don't know how they figure out how they take those off Prime. I wish there was a way they would alert you that movies were going to be going off of Prime soon, but they don't. They just disappear. So as we record this, so Oily Maniac is streaming on Prime. So if you want to check out what we're going to do that at least. So we're going to report back also from Vet City Con and report back on how Dermal Ridge is going in the move and all that.
Excited about that.
Yeah, so lots of stuff coming up, Mr. Ben Harley. So everybody wet your morsels for that. And until next week, stay spooky, and we'll talk to you then.
Keep it creepy, people.
You've been listening to the Tim Owen Harley Show, brought to you by ScreenPrintingFactory.com, your affordable one-stop solution to all your screen printing needs.